content creator. Today, I'm here to talk to you about why AI generated content isn't your content savior. So I'm sure you do not need me to tell you that everyone's talking about AI. I'm sure you open your inbox and you see stuff, or you go on any marketing blog and people are talking about AI, how great it is, how much time it's saving. But today, I want to share with you my behind the scenes experiment using it to create client attracting content. In fact, I did use it to create the script for my video that I'm sharing, my podcast episode that I'm sharing with you here today. So while I want you to incorporate it, I want you to also at the same time consider or caution you about thinking, okay, great, I've got this script now. I'm good to go. I don't need to do anything. Or if you're using it to write a long form piece of content, that's great, but you're not done there. So you need more than just AI generated content to create what I call is client attracting content, because the biggest deal about it is that it fails to replicate the human voice, your energy. That's essential ingredient for client attracting content. So let me just give you a quick overview of what I'm going to cover today. I've got some great ideas. What are the benefits of creating AI content? How can you use AI to create content? And what are the key things that you need to keep in mind? And I also down below in the links have a special tutorial where I have gone and used what I love to use to create client attracting content and AI called AnyWord. So I exactly take you behind the scenes of what I did to create the script for this broadcast. And I want you to know before we jump into this, am I going to continue to use AI? I'm going to answer that at the very end of this episode too. All right. So let's dive into what are the benefits of using AI to create content. The first thing I can tell you from my experiment and personal use of it is time. Number one thing is time, and it does a great job of generating ideas. All right. So time, because it only took me a couple minutes to get this outline written. And also what I really liked about it is it gave me some great headline ideas. So all I had to do when I set up my account was type in some background about what I do and who I serve and things like that. It takes that information and uses what I input so that when I go and I type in a topic I want to write about or do a video on, it knows where to go with this artificial intelligence to go and grab the content ideas and bring them to me. So I love that because it gets me to kind of consider some things that I might not have considered when creating my original outline. And that is like usually the first step that I do. I do have a content plan, but the second step is before I go and film anything, I create an outline. So it is brilliant at getting that part done quickly. So I can actually bang out 6 months worth of content outlines for scripts, probably in a less than 20 minutes. And it used to take me a lot longer. So I definitely will be using that. Okay. So that is the benefit. Now, the second part really is how can I use that AI? Well, you're going to see that in that video where I walk you through, which I've got the link down below. So basically, I use it to do a few things. I have it write the headline, and I pick the headline, and it has a lot of statistics. I will go back and change the headline though, because I want to make it my own. So there's some things that I already know about when I do a video on YouTube. Certain words from my experience work better than other words. So I will incorporate that into the title of my content. Okay. So I will use it to get that, but I will change it. Second of all, it writes a great outline for me. So I will look at that outline, and I did do that in this little script I'm looking at here, but I had already had some ideas that I knew I wanted to incorporate inside of that introduction. All right. There are some other things. I mean, I have these outlines and I just have like 3 bullet points. I never go in and write a lot of content in there. I pretty much just let it flow from me, because that is how I show up way more powerfully in my content when I'm filming it, because I know my subject. And I've done enough videos that I feel pretty comfortable sitting here talking in front of a camera, knowing that this is going to be seen by a lot of people, because I know who my ideal audience is and who I'm talking to. So that being said, I love it to do the introduction, the headline, and the outline. Okay. I leave it there and then I'm pretty much done. And that just takes me a couple minutes. So now let's dive into some of the things that I want you to keep in mind when using AI content. And this is exactly why I go in and I change things, and I never use it to write all of the detailed content here. I let that flow from my voice, because here's the big drawback. As I said in the intro, one of the drawbacks of AI is that it fails to replicate the human voice, your energy, your stories that you should be incorporating in your content. And I'm talking about my story here about using AI myself. So that's how I'm infusing this content with my story. Now, if you looked at the introduction that it wrote for me, here's the other thing that it does. It writes in the third person. So it does not write in the first person. Well, we don't talk in the third person. I talk like I'm talking to another person. I don't sit here and say, hey, AI is content creation is revolutionizing the way content is created online. With AI technology, it's possible. See, I would never come and say that. I would come and say, did you know that AI content creation is revolutionizing the way that content is created online, myself included? That would be a much more natural way to say that. So that is really a drawback of using AI. It doesn't put it in the first person, and it does not share your stories, your backstories, things like that. Those are the key messaging pieces that we teach our students inside of our 12X content creation method, and also inside of Smart Simple Content Marketing. When you put that kind of stuff in your content along with your conversion story, that is how you take blog content that is just spewing information and bring it to life, so that people will actually sit down and pay attention and listen to what you're saying. So the third thing is, that's my biggest thing, is that it is still robotic. It's not going to ever replace your voice, your energy, things like that. So that's why I would never rely upon a single piece of written content. That's why I use video content and I surround it with written words, or I turn that same video into a podcast and I surround it with words, because people want to consume your content in many different ways. Yes, you should have your stories if you're writing content, but today it's just not enough to do written content by itself. People expect to hear your voice. They expect to watch you on video. And frankly, creating content like this is my experience is a lot easier to use a simple script and then to just get on there and talk about your subject because you are the best authority. You know your content. And when you just sit down and you speak from your heart, you can really then connect better with your audience and share with them better and through your energy, your stories, how you present your stuff, that you are the go-to person. You know your stuff and you can help them. So that's pretty much it for today. I have a brand new guide that I just whipped up. It's the Profitable Content Creators Guide to AI. I also have another guide down there, which is just the Profitable Content Creators Roadmap. Both of those are great things in there. And if you are ready to learn how to create content that's client attracting content, that will help you become the best known for what you do instead of the best kept secret, I urge you to go and take a look at my 12X Content Creation Method program. I have a link down below. And let's dive into my last question. And that is, or it's my only question. Usually I answer more than one question, but I have one question that people are probably wondering. Am I going to continue to use AI? And that answer is yes, I am going to continue to use AI to generate my content. However, I am going to use it to write scripts, just like the one I followed today. I'm going to be able to bang out more scripts, get online, create my simple videos using this content, using it as a guideline that I can then infuse with my stories, my personality, my energy, things like that. So just remember this takeaway today. Yes, I want you to embrace AI. So go grab the Profitable Content Creators Guide to AI because I walk you through exactly how to use it. So you would probably want to get that and to use it responsibly and to actually make it truly your own by shooting a video, infusing it with your own words and your own stories. So that's it for today, and I'll be back again next week with more content.